New week, Monday. Hi everyone. Sissy here to make you happy. And today we have the lovely Emma Cole, musician, singer-songwriter, who also used to be a makeup artist beforehand in New York. And she's gonna come and help me fix my eyebrows, hence why I have face on but no eyebrows and I look a bit weird. And I'm a little nervous because let me get her come in. I'm a little nervous because I'm really rubbish with eyebrows. And doing hi Anna and doing it in front of all you guys. It was gonna be fun. Hi Emma. Hello. Finally, we've been talking on Instagram a few times. We never sort of met in person.
Oh, you know,
hi. You're like a little bit quiet.
I'm quiet. Okay.
Come
Well,
on.
I'll hold it maybe here.
Yeah, is this gonna be possible? Yeah.
And then when I perform, I'll put it over there.
Yeah, yeah,
Well.
if that's cool.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday.
Hi,
We're
Caroline.
here. We're live. We're communing.
We're live. Exactly. Not commuting, but commuting.
Yeah, exactly.
So how's your quarantine been so far?
You know, it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually not really great at candy coating things. It's not really my personality. So it's been tough, you know. I'm a person who is a creator, you know, across the board with my, I do actually still do makeup as my job.
Oh, you do?
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm an independent artist, and we all know how that goes. So
Get by.
you gotta make the money to pay for the things, but my lifestyle, because I'm freelance, is very just kind of like always changing and all of that. So the fact that now everything has kind of stopped, I'm used to, by the middle of the day, I could get a call. Hey, are you available for a job next week? Hey, what's going on? And that has all kind of stopped. So it's been hard for me to find ways to be creative, even though I'm trying.
Right.
Just because, it's hard to know what to grab onto because, everything is so a question mark right now. So. Yeah, that's been difficult, but I'm doing my best. I collaged my wall.
That's all we can do, really, isn't it? That's all we can. There's always gonna be like ups and downs, like one day you're like, oh, can't get anything done. Like today, I just love the rain. It's raining in LA for the people out there who are not, or it was raining. And I was like so ready. I was just like, oh my God, I wish I could just like either stay in bed or just like sit on the couch. I don't have a couch, but on my chair. and just listen to the rain the entire day and just read a book. Like that would have like that would be my dream for today. I was like, start raining again, let me just sit here and read a book,
No. and any excuse to make us feel worse about sitting around.
Make us feel better. Well, I feel it's easier when it's like raining. It's funny how
I guess I meant less worse.
Right, exactly. Less sad. It's like, oh, I'm doing something. It's bad, right? Like the first week when we were in lockdown in LA, it was just this apocalyptic weather. It was just so weird how we like went into that lockdown with the crazy weather, but it was also kind of good because it made you like it made the transition into locking down easier. I thought because it was all like you couldn't go out anyway.
Right. It did. It also made it feel a little more eerie because you were like, this isn't normal for LA. What's going on?
I would say it feels like a Will Smith movie, Like,
I know, totally.
Like when it's like that kind of weather and when it's that kind of outside horribleness that's happening in the world, it's like a futuristic Will Smith movie.
Yeah. I do love post-apocalyptic aesthetic in general, though. Blade Runner and foggy, lots of colors and cool stuff going on. I'm a big visual person, so you know, being that I do makeup, I do hair, I bleached my hair in quarantine. Sorry for everyone who has
myself as far as I could.
Did you bleach your own too?
Well, I didn't want to. I've tried to. I've decided like not to bleach it anymore. So I just got like a home package thingy, which I haven't done in years. And I'm like, my quarantine hair dye. But now I'm thinking,
you're normally a platinum blonde as well.
Yeah. I used to be like really platinum forever, but I've sort of, I don't know. I've just thought for like health or something. You know, perhaps I should like stop not. You know, toxins and stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, and it really. Ooh, I mean, this, I'm a hairstylist, and this was scary to do at home yourself. You know, I mean, you've had your hair bleached so many times, I'm sure, but yeah, so that was a fun project for me.
How long does it take you?
A couple days, you know. No,
you have to go over it again.
I decided to go in steps because it can be damaging, and I figured, hey, we have the time, so why not, you know. So I did a high lift color on my hair about 2 weeks ago, and kind of like, and was a similar color to yours, pulled a little bit warmer than yours. Yours is like a nice caramel-y, neutral, nice
the silver thing on it, yeah.
Mine was like bright, almost yellow, and I thought about maybe doing yellow all over, and I was like, no, just keep going. So I left that for 2 weeks just to let my hair chill, and then I did my bleaching like 3 days ago, and it took me about 4 hours, I guess. That's normally how long my clients take me as well, like 3 hours. You know, it's a double
process.
But you
do hair as well for clients. You don't just do makeup. Oh, look at you, girl.
I mean, yeah, I do all the things, you know. I got to survive somehow, I told myself.
Of course.
I was very grateful since I was young. I had an aunt who was a makeup artist, and she started the makeup department for QVC, which is like a home shopping network in the 90s. And I was a child model for QVC when I was 9 years old. So she kind of showed me the way and showed me, hey, you don't have to work in a salon. You can do photo shoots. You can work in fashion. And I'm very grateful that she mentored me from a pretty young age. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then so I'm trying to figure, like, I think we should do like the makeup thing first and then go into music.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
let me actually see if I put this down. I think it's because my speaker's on the bottom. But if I move closer.
But so you were basically, you come from the East Side and you were doing makeup for like fashion shows and stuff like that.
So I grew up outside of Philadelphia, a suburb of Philadelphia. Can you hear me? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just project.
Okay. And I went to beauty school in Pennsylvania when I was 19, just out of, and then I went to, I moved to New York City, 2007. I moved here in 2011. So yeah, I lived in New York City. I did not start pursuing music until I was 26 years old, and moved to LA. This was 8 years ago. So.
And how did that come about? What made you actually? Let's say the Chloe Kid. It's like, is hair or makeup more challenging for you?
I guess it depends on your skill set. They're both kind of hard. You have to work at it. You have to, you know, and I think hair is one of those things for me where I always felt like I kind of just understood it. So it just ever since I was a kid, and my brother's a hairstylist in New York City actually as well. So, you know, we just liked it, maybe because we had that influence from my aunt when we were very young. But yeah, I kind of forget your question now.
Or somebody said if your makeup or hair is more challenging.
Depends what you're doing, and if you're doing yourself, your own makeup can be a little easier than doing someone's face who has an eye shape you're not used to, or you know, has a flaw that they want to, you know, okay, my eyes, you know, I want them to look like they're going up a little bit more. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to get that line going up. Every eye shape is different. Sometimes your eye look up, you have to go kind of, you know, let's say if you do a line and you drag it here and then you look in, sometimes it can look like it goes out instead of
right. Yeah. Well, there's also this, I do a thing, and I've heard people say this is totally wrong. You know, when you use eyeliner, I only started, so I try and like not have it in the middle, but sort of like fade it in kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I heard somebody on the tutorial go like, some people think you should only do it from halfway. That's just wrong. You have to do it everywhere. And it's like, if I do it everywhere, like it looks so weird because I don't know, because just the way the eyes are. I'm just still trying to figure it out.
So many ways to do a number of things, whether it's your makeup, your hair, or other things. So I don't when people say there's the right way, there's a wrong way to do something, because really it can be your way, it can work, and it can work
right.
So, yeah.
Which brings us to my scary eyebrows. So Emma's going to attempt to help me to make my eyebrows, which is hard. So like I have this whole issue where like this eye is like wonky. Like this eye is smaller than this one. Actually, the eyeball is smaller, which makes the eye kind of sag or weirdly. And I used to always have both these arches, which I love, like this massive like Spock or something. And somebody once like plucked my eyebrows, and I told her not to do anything on the outside, and she did, and ever since that this one doesn't come back, like, you know, like that pointiness. So it's kind of wonky. That's so difficult for me. So in general, I have still not figured out if it's better to use, and then have these things in the middle, how it's kind of like empty, like these things sort of stick up, and then there's, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then if I make them too big or whatever, like then I look like it's scary. Emma, can you show us how to put eyeliner on correctly?
I don't have my full kit here, guys. Eyeliner. But I do, during this time, one of my goals is to start doing makeup tutorials. My next step is a ring light, because it really does make a difference with getting even lighting on the it just, you know.
I was thinking that in the shower today. I was like, perhaps I should have gotten a ring light. Didn't realize I was going to do this.
Hi guys, I just want to say hi to the friends that have joined. Okay, so show me what you're working with in terms of your brow.
So I have this thingy here from NYX, just like skinny one. You have the same?
Hi.
I have another one, but I'm not sure about the color. I think this is one that's like espresso, and I think that's kind of like a bit wrong. I think this is the right one. I can't figure out what color it is though.
I'm a fan of dark eyebrows on everyone. I will say that.
Oh really?
But it's
let me just see.
Preference really. Hi, Chris.
It's like it's more the colder and the warmer color. I think I prefer the colder color. Yeah, the other one is just like sort of so browny. Like yeah, I think this one is better.
Do you use a pencil or do you use powder?
Well, most of the time I kind of use powder because I feel like it fills it in more, and then, you know, but I go back and forth. But I would like to figure this one out more, because this one is something you just like have in your bag much easier than you hold powder and everything.
So the cool thing about these are that, you know, you wind out the this.
I love the fact we have the same one.
Like, I like that the bottom has this, because it's an important tool.
I have literally not realized that.
Right? Oh, amazing.
I have not realized that was on there.
Now you know.
I thought it was just a twisted. Oh my god.
Because even just to start.
Okay, let's do what you do.
Brush your brows up.
So you keep going up in the middle or everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay.
All the way across, and you'll kind of see your shape there. It'll kind of help to get the shape.
Can I tell you about my freak hair?
Well, look, I'm telling you, I have one of those right here. So, you know, it sprouts.
Right. But I have this one hair and it goes really long and lays over the whole thing, and I don't realize for months. And then suddenly I'm like, whoa.
Hey, if it's helping fill in your problem area,
Right? I shouldn't have done that. I should have plucked it. Yeah. All right.
Some of the biggest tricks on my end are I like to start at the bottom of the brow.
Okay.
And, kind of, you can either
Cross.
do a line and then do a line to just across the bottom, just to define.
So I just go to where the line basically is. I don't do anything bigger or anything. Okay.
No, because the further away from where your hair is, the more artificial and the more filled in your brows are gonna appear.
Okay.
So, I would just, and my pencil is dark because, like I said, I've even tinted, my brows aren't tinted right now, but I like to tint them darker sometimes.
Oh.
Brown.
Yeah. So is this what I'm meant to do?
This is just the bottom, right? So what I did with the bottom, what you did. So with these pencils, the cool thing is that you can draw what look like little hairs instead of powder with a brush, the appropriate color that, you could fill in everywhere and use everywhere. The cool thing about these is that you can go align, and slowly. I don't know if you notice also my pinky, it's a habit.
You put it on your nose?
Like a compass, right?
I like it.
But then, if you have a point that you are holding down, my pinky.
Oh. So do you like in the middle how I have this one's like going up, and then like this one's going sort of back? Do I go like more back direction? Do you know what I mean? I don't go straight up, or do I do it as well? I guess I can. Oh, I can, yes.
Go the direction of the hair growth. So follow the hair growth. So go up, over, over.
Okay.
And you can always go back if you need to blend with that bristle from the back of the pencil and comb.
And one of the top. And then do I oh, I think it's okay, Dana. Do I then like at the top do I like make another line?
I would say no, just keep doing the lines and the bottom line be your guide as you go, and take your spindle and comb through your entire brow multiple times.
Does that also move the color around?
That blends it, correct.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
And
that's why it moves the color around. Professional work by SiSSi's.
Yeah, no, it's looking good. I know it can be tough with these center, with the center.
Yeah, you go like, what am I doing here?
So we can talk about that once you've done your little lines all the way across. We can talk about problem.
Have I not done them yet?
There's also some cool tricks for post, like when you're finished filling in your brows. I like to go back with some concealer.
Okay. Is this done? The annoying thing is I want to make the point, but I can't do that.
Let me give you the point, okay? So look to
look in the mirror. Yep. I've got a mirror here.
Take your pencil and hit the side of your nose. Like you'll tilt it slightly.
Okay.
So this is where your brow should start. Okay.
Oh my god, it's far away from that.
Take your pencil, well, the corner of your eye. This.
Okay.
Doot.
Is that right?
No, put that against your nose.
Oh, I see. So that's what you're saying. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Doot, doot, doot. So this is where your brow should start.
It kind of does, yeah.
in, it's hard to see, but where your pupil is where your arch should be.
Okay.
And then the end of your eye, so this part of your nose to this part to there is where your eyebrow should end. So if you need to drag this side brow out a little bit, go ahead and start at the top of your arch and just go start making a line like this.
Like on the top, basically.
So go like right where your arch is and go.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
A little high.
Yeah.
Stay in your line if you can.
I tried.
So just using it as kind of a guiding point to then drag your brow out to the longest corner, which is when your pencil line here matches. I'm more concerned about just a little corner, not the top. So here.
Okay. So you think I have to do it longer?
Draw it longer.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, that looks good.
I have such short eyebrows that I'm not used to this. It feels really odd to me.
And now check your work like this. Yep. And then comb through it.
Okay. Whoa, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It
It looks like a good eyebrow. I'm impressed. So I just gotta try and do the other one.
Do you have concealer out with you?
Yes. Yes. What
So
do I
I
do?
just-
This my non-toxic.
I don't have any in here, but I can grab some, or I can just tell you if you put a little bit on your hand.
Yep.
And you want to clean up or you want to sharpen your brows out, you can go with the concealer and basically just kind of like then conceal.
Oh, okay. Let me do some more.
Kind of under your eyes right there a little bit, just to kind of pop that whole area one more time.
Just do that.
And maybe use the leftover on your finger to like go here and here and here.
Especially when I have like purple eyeshadow, like it gets makes everything purple.
Your concealer after your
Makeup.
I do my eyes first, and then I go in and clean and do my skin. I actually don't do skin first. It pops your eyeshadow color after you've applied this concealer after.
Right.
It just
I've
helps.
started recently doing this. I've watched that thing that I was watching, Jessica Alba. Like I've literally in quarantine I watched my first makeup tutorial. And I think she was saying how she used it afterwards or something. Apparently everything's blowing up around that.
Little tip there for sure.
All right, let me just try and fix the other one quickly. I'm gonna try and do this while talking to you. Wow, I know. Oh my God, this is amazing. I can sort of repair that other eyebrow to get the other one fixed. Wow. Do you want to? What is this cream? What are you talking about? What cream? Christine. You mean the one that I just had, the concealer?
Is that Tarte?
This one? God, what is it? Yes, it's Tarte. Creaseless concealer. It's like non-toxic. I'm all about non-toxic things. And it's really good. Wouldn't say 100% creaseless, but I don't think that exists.
I mean, it probably dries matte.
Oh, you're cracking up. I'm gonna try and finish this one quickly. Oh, you're like, oh, you're back. You were kind of stuck now.
Yeah, it came back.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary.
So how did your transition from makeup into music come about?
I was living in New York. I was working a ton. I was very fortunate to be pretty young, and whether I was assisting other artists or doing my own work, I was pretty busy. And I was on this job in the San Blas, which is off the coast of Panama.
Right.
And it was the most remote location shoot that I had ever been to, and it was incredible. But I think being on that shoot triggered some things for me that I felt like I was living someone else's dream and not.
Sorry, I totally get that.
So I don't know. I just, it was a super early morning. When you're a makeup artist and you're shooting on location, you have to, we 10 models on that shoot. We're getting up at 4 a.m. to get ready for a sunrise shoot. And, it was super early before cameras started rolling. And I was they shoot some survivors there that do just the beauty that I was surrounded by, and the talking about isolation, the isolation, of that time,
right,
in this beautiful place. And we were stationed on boats in the middle of the ocean. For days, there was no hotels around, very remote. And I don't know. That moment, it made me. Within a year from then, I saved money and I moved to New York to pursue music. So,
but have you had like some musical influences before? So I think this is like eyebrows now.
Just comb through that brow.
Oh. Mirror again.
All the way.
So that'll make it look more, blended, basically.
If one brow ever looks, darker or fuller than the other, that's why this is such a big.
It's hard to. Now this one is probably bigger, no?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I feel like I've got such big eyebrows now. And you don't think they're too big for my sort of face now? You don't think that the eyebrows are now too big for my face?
No, I don't ever think eyebrows are too big. I like it. So.
But you know what it's like when you're used to like my eyebrows always like sort of end like here or something, or like one side is whatever, and I'm like, it's like I've got such big eyebrows. Oh my god. So but then have you had well, thank you so much. I have learned so much. I'm totally gonna use your technique here, and I totally think you should do these like makeup tutorials. I will totally follow them. I've said totally like 4 times now.
And off my couch. And
yes, it's time. Get off that couch.
I love it.
So, but have you thought about doing music before, or influence, or just loved music and that was it? And then suddenly it was like, I need to make music?
I grew up singing. My mom says that I sang, I started singing as soon as I started talking.
Right.
I've sang for a while. I just, we could get into the nooks and crannies.
Right.
If you wanted. I had just kind of not a normal high school teenage experience. I went through tragic stuff in my teenage years. And so, my family was great. I'm very grateful that they exposed us to the arts as well as to, academia. But, parents are supportive in that way. They're not, you have to be a lawyer or a doctor growing up. But I rebelled, and therefore I just feel like my trajectory just was a little bit different. I didn't comprehend band when I was, 15, or know enough people that, hey, I could like make a band with these people.
Right.
I was like a singer that I did my senior year, some recordings with some local like DJ outside of Philadelphia. But, every producer will give you a, but then they want paid. And, you know, I was 18 and from a blue collar working class family, you know, there's five of us total kids. And, you know, we got to do a lot of activities, but there wasn't money for, hey, yeah, go follow that dream. So,
Right.
you know, I just think that if you're a singer, artist, and you have that sensibility, I think there comes a time when
Just needs to come out. Right? Yeah, exactly.
And I moved here and I'm pursuing it, and I've been doing that for 8 years.
Right. And then you released an album, If You Don't Holler, No One Will Hear, which I love the title because I feel sometimes I don't like holler. I might spoke a lot and really fast, but I might not holler.
Well,
so
I do use holler, and I have holler on the back of some of my jackets and
right.
hats, merch hats that have holler.
Oh my God, so cool.
That encourages others to use their voice.
Yeah.
The title is actually something my grandfather said to me when he heard the music, and unfortunately he was like on his way out when I was making that EP, and he passed away when I was making it, so I titled it to honor him with his.
Oh, that's very nice. And then, like, so your album is autobiographical and in chronological order.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you were saying, and I know that you had like hard, like teenage years. I don't know how much you want to go into that, but was that very much like a catharsis, and the whole like chronological, like getting up one bit by bit out of the system kind of thing?
I think that the reality of what I needed was to heal myself from my trauma. And I think that thinking about it and being very honest and doing it in the way that I did, or choosing to, it helped me to face the things that I had been running from for, I mean, it was about 10 years when I started writing the record. So I think really needed to do it to process, because I had been suppressing that stuff for a long time. I mean, I'm also fine talking about it. I've been in it. If you want to talk about it, I do think the hard thing for me, or something I struggle with personally, is that I realize that I write a lot of my music is written in this way that is me trying to heal, or me trying to make sense of a situation. And I forget.
So it's just something that's like in your mind or in your body, and it just kind of needs to get out. Kind of thing.
I think that it just helps me to process my emotions.
Yeah. And do you feel a difference having it out now? Do you go like, "Who is something I've dealt with now, and I don't need to go back there now"?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Healing for me. It really was. I actually finished that EP in 2016, and there was some issues I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
That it didn't come out until 2018, but I did release singles from that EP in 2018 and performed it live, and started performing it live in 2016.
Right.
And after I performed it for the first time, I felt just like everything lifted off of me. And that
Amazing.
I believe about art, whether it's you're writing a book, you're writing music, you're making a piece of art, you're painting, you know, that when it comes out of you and it becomes this sound or this sight or this whatever you can read or hear, it takes on its own energy, and then live there instead of
there
inside.
Now you guys deal with it. That's amazing.
So, yeah.
I'm so happy for you that you were able to do that. just looking at the time. Do you want to play us a song or two? I mean, the thing is, I always like, it's like sort of meant like an hour, because if an hour cut, like Instagram cuts you off, but it can also run over. It's not an issue at all. I just, you know, this is, I think we want to hear you now. Correct, everyone in there. Somebody asked if you make your music alone or with somebody else.
So I've done co-writes in the past, and I do love to collaborate with other people, but I do tend to write on my own a lot, and I write a number of different ways. I am a singer first and foremost, so sometimes a song will come all the top line and no chords, and I need someone who is better instruments than I to match the chords to this thing that I'm hearing. But I am a singer first, so you know, I play very basic.
I do the same.
Guitar.
I play everything badly, I always say. I always say I play everything badly. I've literally played everything from kazoo to double bass on records, like everything in between, like just saxophone to like everything. But I'm not a virtuoso on an instrument. I play it to write, or just to like play, you know, to put it down on record, or to play it live a little bit here and there. But I'm not like a virtuoso player or anything. I'm a singer-songwriter, in that sense, and a performer mainly.
I have been taking a stab at producing more, but we can talk more about that.
Yeah, let's hear you.
I'm gonna just do a level test really quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah, quite at this point. You know what? Is your phone standing on the bottom, like straight up? Because I think that's what's making these crackles. I've had these with somebody before. If you put it sideways, upside down, that's fun. But
will I be sideways? I'm sideways.
Yeah, you will be. But it's still. Let's hear it.
I used to think that I was mad about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel it might, yeah. I think you can keep it back up, but you could turn the keyboard up a little bit if you're gonna be at this level.
I used to think that I was right. Good.
That's great.
All right.
Yes, beautiful.
Okay, this is my most recently released single, called Glassed Over. Okay. I used to think that I was mad about it, but now I've numbed myself, I'm sad and drowned in. I used to think that I was right, I used to think that you were wrong. Now I'm standing here all alone. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. What if we weren't afraid to die? Whoops. What if I didn't look you in the eye and tell you all the wrong I've done? Can't believe you're really gone. Can't believe I'm here all alone. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over. glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. Tired of being so fucking sad. You were tired of feeling so bad. I will rise, even if it's on the last day of our lives. Hold my hand as I ascend towards the gods I call my friends, and we will ride. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. Hold my hand as I ascend towards the gods I call my friends, and we will ride. Glassed over, glassed over, glassed over. I'm glassed over, glassed over, glassed over.
Oh, so beautiful. Oh my God, I love your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's even like better like hearing you live.
Oh, thanks.
Oh my God, I just kind of like,
I'm like, where's my straight pedal?
Not.
Where's my reverb?
That was amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you. That was brilliant. So that was, you just released that recently.
I did, and I did put my demo of that on Bandcamp.
Right.
For when Bandcamp did, you know, 1 day of no fees taken
Right.
artists.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And then
we could do it for like a month, you know? That would be cool.
right. But I mean, you can set your price on that anyway, right? Like, so it's not like a big deal on Bandcamp.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of thought Bandcamp was over, but now I hear more people again like using it, which is interesting. I have something on Bandcamp, but I totally forgot about it. Like,
I feel like Bandcamp is now the place where everyone puts like their demos or music that they feel like isn't good enough for streaming platforms.
Is that what it is?
Sell their merch like through Bandcamp or
Right.
You know. I honestly never had a Bandcamp account. I think I started one and then I never did anything with it.
Right.
And until they were doing this 1 day of not taking percentage their cut, and I decided to put a demo up, which I have a goal to put more demos up. You know, I do create a lot of these songs and create full demos before I work with a producer. So
right, I have the same issue. I found like, this is so weird. Like, I have so much like music that I haven't released as an artist. I might have written it for something else and it went on a sync, like on a TV show, on whatever, you know, or on a movie and whatever. And I have all this music, or some of them where you go like, oh, we should, like, you know, it's older, but I would have to redo it. But then I went on this website and I had no idea what it was. It's called Number One Music and 1m.com, and it's the kind of thing where people like try to promote each other and themselves. And I just wanted to see what it was, and you had to put 3 songs up. So I just put songs up that I kind of have on my secret SoundCloud, but I put them up there because I thought nobody knows this website.
right.
And I get messages every day, like crazy messages, like people going like, oh my God, you just like got me through this week, and my boyfriend has just been listening to this song, like it makes me believe in music again. But it's so funny though, but now I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this, like, because for me it's like, well, they're like old of it to be redone, but at the same time I have this pool of songs that people actually like, even if it's not you know, from now or me, but people go crazy about it. So I'm thinking of starting to just release it on SoundCloud, or like release clips of it or something. I was looking to find like a visual artist to like work with me on like clips of these songs.
That's cool. What kind of clips? Like, are you, when you say,
well, you know, where you put like chorus and a chorus and a, you know, like a lead in into chorus, and just have these like clips on YouTube of like the choruses. Like, so all the old songs like have these choruses like on on Insta, you know what I mean? That kind of things. And like the music's out there a little bit, and then you can always like, you know, still go to SoundCloud. I had the plan of like releasing a song in this quarantine, but then everything went, and then this happened.
I mean, you know, I hear you.
You know, but like the ones that I have, and then like, you know, it was just, it's a weird feeling, because you always go like, well, that's like not me right now, but it's there and people really like it, you know? So why am I not putting it out to something that people actually know, that, you know, like a platform that people...
I think that we have this, like, you know, it's like, for me, I'm like, is it good enough? And my thing with putting demos out right now is, you know, I was working on my next EP, and, you know, with, I am co-producing at least now, which is really good.
That's good.
And I'm working with my friend Kaplan, who co-produced the produced version of Glassed Over, which we put out in February. And, you know, we're reworking these demos.
And
it's like, you know, I said to myself, like, why isn't this good enough? And I can't go into the studio with Kaplan right now, and I don't want a producer working on my song without me there. Really, like, I do if it's like a collaboration and I want to see what they're hearing, but like at the end of the day, if you're the artist and it's a song that birthed through you, you know, so
right. No, totally. Hi, Shani.
My thing is good enough. Telling myself that it's good enough, and you know, trying at least to
no, totally. I think that's the hardest thing for musicians, to let it out, like to let it go and go like, yeah, it's done. I mean, like saying like it's done. It's good when you have these things where sometimes you have to like write something like overnight and be done with it, and then that's just as far as you can get, you know what I mean? Like I've done like stuff for movies and it had to be done in like one night and written and produced, and then that's it, and that's done, and then you always see it as done, you know? It's just when you have like this time where it's like, I can always do more, like, or whatever.
Maybe these songs aren't like, I don't see them for my next EP or my next album, but maybe you're writing songs that if they were out there could be getting sync, or could be, you know, whatever. So, you know, I'm trying to be more open and be less of a critic to myself, because it's hard.
It just feels like anyone who puts anything out, like, you know, everything has to be like perfect, you know, everyone has to have the video and and then it feels weird to put something out where you're going, well, if I wrote a song right now, it would be different, and if I wrote a song right now, it would look and sound like this. So, but then, you know, I was like #2 in the California charts on that website, and I was like, what? And I haven't done nothing for it. I forgot about it, and I get these emails, you know, like, when, you know, and I'm like, how much
of our greatness are we holding back by telling ourselves it's not good enough, you know?
I know.
So I'm trying to be like, hey, I have more here, and I'm maybe going to put my Glassed Over demo on Spotify, because, you know, to me, I'm like, it's raw. Maybe a Bandcamp is
I always love demos. But, I'm the kind of person who gets attached to her demos as well. I don't know if you do that. Where you go like, I don't really want to change anything. Like, that's my job today. I have to like finish, redo the vocals for them in the next EP. I tried the other day, and I've never done this before in my life, but I put in the headphones and I was like, all I'm trying to do is sound and be as good as I was there in that moment when we did it. I was like, created magic. And I'm like, should I just use those vocals? You know?
Well, sometimes you recut the vocals and then you're like, wow, that had so much more emotion. My previous thing that I thought was maybe not perfect or not great. And then you listen to the, you know, the other option, and you're like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, I had the magic already. I didn't need to change anything. This is what I'm gonna like ponder on that this afternoon. I'm gonna work on it and go like, I finally made myself the decision, going like, I'm gonna do it again, and then I'll see. But leaving myself open that my first demo version might just be the final one. And you know, and I talked to this guy. You know that band Korn?
Korn?
Yeah, corn. You know that. You're right.
Yeah.
I talked to this thing a while ago, and he was saying this thing how he literally goes into the studio, and the first thing that comes out is what goes down, and he's like, just thinks that whatever first thing is what's meant to be, and so I was like, what? Yes, like that's amazing, and I feel like myself when I'm writing sometimes, it's not like I'm writing, it just kind of. When you're in the zone, it's like it just comes to you. It like downloads from the universe.
Well,
right?
I love that type of writing. Most of my writing is that way, but I tend to get melody before I get lyrics normally.
Right.
And my struggle, or the thing I'm working on right now, is like I really want to just like level up my storytelling. So I want to work on my lyrics, so I'm doing that, but songs are taking longer. I'm like, where's all the download? Like, because
you just gotta zone in. But I believe in that. Like I say, like, of course I feel like I songwrite when I'm with other people, because then you're together and you just, you need to make decisions together and stuff. But when I write on my own, and when I'm in the zone, and it's this thing where I always need to record everything, because if I sit by the piano and this thing happens, I feel it, I know it, everything's perfect, like in my head at least. And if I don't record it, I will not remember anything.
Right.
And all we'll try and do is try and remember what I did and like try and get it, and it's gone. So I'm always like the entire session.
Voice memo.
I do, record. Yeah, exactly. Voice memo, like the whole phone is full like voice memos.
I'm having a harder time channeling the downloads though since quarantine. Like I will sit down and like make a point to be actively productive and try, but it isn't always greatness for me lately, and that's okay. I saw a chart one of my friends posted about writing when inspiration comes versus writing,
to get inspired.
Scheduled practice,
right.
Scheduled writing, or like making yourself write anyway. And it was kind of like, you got to just keep going and trying, because it basically, it said, it was like a chart, and it was like genius, mediocrity, like below the line.
Right.
But it was like, songwriting written just from inspiration, like a little over mediocre, but like the best songs are written with practice and trial and error, and always practicing and always coming back.
Over inspiration, exactly. I mean, this is what that's with everything, when people say like, what, it's 90% or 9%, 10% talent and 90% work, and that'll just come. Yeah, no, I agree.
When I moved here, I thought like, in 3 months I'm gonna have an EP out. Like, I thought that when the House of Blues was still open here in 2012, I was performing there a bit at the Foundation Room, and like, who's coming in the room? No one. Everyone's looking online, and like had such a, the digital age changed everything in music. But, it's been 8 years, and I just did my first kind of big tour with Lauren Ruth Ward, opening Lauren Ruth Ward, which a lot of the people that are here today I met internationally on this tour with Lauren, but
Lauren Ruth, right? Yeah, just missed it. You were talking with Lauren Ruth Ward, so you went through together. Oh my god, amazing!
Yeah, it was.
That must have been so much fun. I love Lauren. I was tempted to wear her T-shirt today, actually, and then I didn't do it.
We're very, very, very. She's like my best friend, and
amazing.
And we met in the music world. I opened for her in 2016 when, in September. How long have you lived in LA?
2015.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't here that much, but.
Play Like a Girl. Do you know what Play Like a Girl is here in LA?
I've heard that, but I don't remember now.
They were doing monthly showcases. Fronted. That's where I met Lauren.
Did they do that in Chinatown? Wasn't there like a festival thing where where she played?
Lauren?
Yeah.
Chinatown Summer Nights.
There was like something like that, but I feel like I remember this Play Like a Girl, like she
Play Like a
playing
Girl
for
was maybe a co-host.
Yeah. No, I remember that. Does it not exist anymore?
Well, they're just not doing live events like they used to.
Right.
They kind of started to focus over the last 2 years more on workshops and
Okay.
panels. And it was a collective and it kind of broke apart a little bit. So just who was running it and stuff. So,
Right.
you know, they're not as active, but they are still a platform that's there for women in music.
Yeah.
They were ahead of the curve, like pre-Me Too, all of
Yeah.
it, like before women were roaring everywhere in the
Yeah.
world, you know, at least publicly.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. And that obviously like got you a lot of people. That's why we have all these international people popping in here because of your tour. That's amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I have a hard time saying it.
I miss out all of you guys that are all over the world that I can't see you guys, but I will try and make it out and make it back to Europe. You know, it might be a little bit longer now that we're all delayed here. I was hoping to make it back this year in the fall at some point, but I gotta write new music, honey. Girl,
Well, also, I don't think travel will be happening like that just yet. Hey, a little workout, little stretching in between. Love your Insta lives. Oh, thank you. Who said that? I need to see who said that. Lorraine Rose. Thank you so much. I'm glad you do. Trying to keep me excited. Let's just see that. Like, give it a minute until everyone pops in. So, what song are you going to play us?
This song is actually a song that I was working on with Kaplan. Has been written. I've been performing it. I did perform it on tour. It's called Parallel. And it's about just that the infinite nature of life and that we're all kind of reflections of each other and all of that.
That sounds good. Earlier, the piano ended up being actually a bit quiet. So I don't know if you're playing the piano again. Yeah, it depends on how you're playing it. Hello, sound check.
Wake in the morning and I step outside.
You could play a bit louder still, a tiny bit louder, the piano.
Please catch me.
Yeah, that's good. Special sound check. Of course. We want to.
So
we wouldn't be able to hear you, don't we? I've learned my lesson from the first time I did this. I was like, couldn't hear any voices. So, sorry, the song was called
Parallel.
Parallel by Emma Cole.
Here we go. Wake in the morning and I step outside. Don't wanna wait for the day. Don't wanna compromise. I don't wanna waste your time. Got racing thoughts all through my mind. I'm in a dream-like parallel state of mind. I don't wanna waste my time. Oh, would you please catch me as I fall to my knees? There's nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to run to, baby. We're mirrored parallel with no destination. Dreamt last night I saw you there with your platinum hair and a drink in your hand. I don't wanna say goodbye. Got racing thoughts all through my mind. I'm in a dream-like parallel state of mind. I don't wanna say goodbye. Oh, would you please catch me as I fall to my knees? There's nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to run to, baby. We're mirrored, parallel, with no destination. All things stop, baby. We're between space and time, yeah. I'll stay here with you forever, baby. With Lucy's diamonds in the sky. There's nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to run to, baby. We're mirrored, parallel, with no destination. Call on me, call on me, call on me. Take me home. Oh, would you please catch me as I fall to my knees? There's nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to run to, baby. We're mirrored, parallel, with no destination.
Oh my god. You're like total morning music for me.
My newer stuff is like more R&B leaning and very soothing.
Right.
Yeah. Those are my.
That's the lyrics as well. I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, like in the music, like a pig in the, you know.
So
What was that?
like I said, I'm working on.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. Applause. Somebody says applause. People are melting there, not just me. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh my God. So basically, you're just working on new music, and then would you release a song in this crazy situation right now? Like, the opinions go apart. Like, I have had people going like, you can't do this. Other people going like, why not? Most people listen, you now have time. What do you think about that?
No, like I said, I think that I'm focusing on, if I do release stuff, it's going to be things that I did by myself. Whether, you know, I decide to put 3 or 4 demos together and put that out, you know, kind of like, I'm into doing like bedroom tapes or something.
Yeah.
Like that is kind of what I think I would call it. And things that I did by myself. I think that feels fitting for this time. Maybe if I had completed music that I was sitting on, you know, I might. I know that there's people feel mixed about that.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like I would put something out that I did.
Yeah, that also makes sense, you know. It's like something that we can actually do in our situation that we're in. Like, everyone, if everyone just does whatever that, like, I mean, what are we gonna do? Sit around and do nothing? Like, it's a little bit, you know what I mean? It's like strange to like go like, why aren't we releasing music?
I think that I mean, at least my numbers, I noticed, like, I feel like the first few weeks, people were listening to less music.
Right.
I was listening to less music, and so
everyone was on the phone.
Like, I think that everyone grieves differently as well, and I think that this is kind of like we're in a global grieving kind of moment.
Yeah.
You know, maybe my songs aren't being listened to as much because they are a sad context. Like I don't know.
No, but I have a friend who does like this amazing like small business. He's a rapper as well, but like on the side he has this like e-commerce business.
Yeah.
And he told me that the first 2 weeks like all the sales like dropped, but he says now they're picking up. He feels like people are now like shopping again. People have like, you know,
Kind of getting back
in it. Yeah, it's like I'm like initially it was just buying essentials. Like everyone's still trying to get a toilet paper kind of thing, and now people are trying to you know, starting to like things that they like, that they enjoy, you know, that kind of thing. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I used to, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
a
little part of you.
I'm also trying not to have pressure on myself during this time, you know, and everyone's talking about like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things that I, you know,
these like lists, just make them as busy as they were before, right?
Yeah. But I feel like I'm trying to be gentle and kind of lean into the feelings and into allowing the grief if I'm sad that day. Right. Whatever, you know, like we are all interconnected, I think. And, you know, I think that we are absolutely feeling and grieving for others as well, you know, not just for our situation, but for people who are losing people who are getting sick, you know, all of this stuff. So yeah.
Totally. I have a couple of fun quarantine questions that I ask everyone.
Okay.
So, would you rather be stuck in quarantine with your ex you're still in love with, who recently dumped you, or your best friend?
I mean, I'm engaged, honey, so my best friend.
Oh, wow. Okay, hypothetically.
Yes.
Or would you rather be stuck in the house with a three-legged dog that keeps wanting to hump you?
You mean a three-legged dog or my best friend?
Oh, no. Or your ex who recently dumped you for your best friend, but you're still in love with him. Or the dog.
The dog.
I have not had anyone else say it. Like, nobody said anything else yet. I feel like it's a bit of an obvious one. I need to get
this dog loves me. Cool. Like, come away. I'll just make it fun.
Somebody said, I'll just tie him up somehow, or like, you know, get him off me. But you know, the ex.
Not with some of my exes. I might end up in a box or something like Joe and from you.
In the bathroom the whole time.
Although I did see some funny meme about, did you watch You?
Did I watch what?
The show called You on Netflix.
No.
It's about
as in you, as in Y-O-U or you?
Y-O-U.
Okay.
And I do like my shows. Another time. I mean,
it's a really good.
We're on our 2-hour marathon right now, but no. He is a stalker and killer, and he has a box that is like a clear, kind of like a quarantine box. And so all these memes have been coming out after
quarantine.
Yeah, when quarantine started happening, and it's him saying, "How's my box look now?" It's like a nice, clean.
There is another show that is, oh God, what's the word? I don't know what it is now, but it is something, it's not quarantine, but it's something about being stuck inside. Oh shit, my friend told me the other day on the live, and I can't remember now. But it is like, it's another word that we're using right now. I just can't, like with C, and I can't think of it now. Containment. Containment? Is the show called Containment?
Oh, maybe.
Containment, something like that. Yeah, apparently she saw that, and that was kind of weird as well. Like all the language that we're hearing now and using now is like in that show, apparently.
Nice.
Other question: Would you rather be in isolation without toilet paper or without the internet?
Without the internet or without?
Or without toilet paper.
Toilet paper? Without the internet, I guess.
You're the first one to say that. I applaud you.
Although I might be part of the problem, I don't know.
was like, oh, I couldn't like do anything, couldn't even like make calls and whatever, you know. But like, you know, toilet paper, they were like, well, as long as I have water or like napkins.
I'm an advocate for like all things analog and nostalgia in general. So I would look at it as forcing me to live the way that you know, we used to.
Yeah, I mean, I am not like I feel it'd be so interesting if the internet imploded for a few weeks and then see what we'd do. I mean, it'd be so incredible. I mean, I hope that I feel like, you know, people connecting more in isolation. I hope that when we come out of it, that will carry on. There will be like a whole new awareness and gratitude, gratefulness for people, you know, and the way we talk and the way we like, I mean, we have
each other.
With you. I've known you for so long. We've talked on Insta, but we've never done this, you know. And I really just see like every show I do, like connecting with someone I want to connect with, you know.
I definitely agree with you, and I'm using this time to at least kind of broaden my network, at least online, and kind of, since I do have more time, going into some Facebook groups. Like I'm in this Society Gal group that's like, you know, just brands or influencers or whatever, and it's like, hey, let's connect with more like-minded people, and they're all over the world, you know. And
exactly,
you know, I think it's cool to meet each other this way and kind of, you know, so
I love it. And let me know, what is the background that you have behind you that is so amazing? Is that your vision board?
I'll give you a full view, except maybe
let's see this. It looks brilliant. I wish everyone had such a nice background.
But I'm like cropped, so it's this whole wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's just people that like, just images you like, or people that inspire you, or is it more like a vision board, or just stuff you like?
Yeah. You know, I feel like I like to make my vision boards.
Art.
I collage. I do collage art as well, and that has been something that's also been very cathartic for me. And I've always wanted to do a whole wall of, but to me, collaging, as well as, you know, this, for instance, to me it's like almost like pop art. It's a modern interpretation of pop art, because it's kind of the times, it's current events in fashion, in art, in music, reflecting back at me, just, you know, or choosing things that you like from this, you know.
You have so inspired me. If we want to make myself like a nice background for these shows, and I've always been wanting to do a vision board, and I have a gazillion magazines, and I feel like I might just do one of these, put them together, make a vision board, you know, make a vision board slash background. I think this is just, I think you just like inspired me in the next few days. I think
it's really fun doing it on a large scale too.
Yes, exactly. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm living on my own right now because I have no roomie.
You can do whatever
wants to move in. It's like, I don't want anyone to move in because I'm scared. That's really what's happening. I might just use the other room and build it out.
I know. I've wanted to do this would take some shopping though, vinyl record covers as wallpaper. So
I got some vinyl.
Something happened.
That's amazing. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not going to put my record collection on the wall. It would have to be like purchased for
like just for the covers.
Hey, this looks cool, or
exactly. I agree. Totally. Yeah, totally.
But
so you play vinyls?
Oh, you there?
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, I am. I'm saying, like, do you have vinyls? You play vinyls?
We do, yeah. I do have a vinyl. I actually have a collection so I'm in a duo also with this girl, G King, we met in LA. She's from Philadelphia as well. We're around the same age. We started making music together. We started actually producing together 3 years ago. That's when we took kind of the leap there with production. But what's my point of Gigi? What was the question?
Vinyls. If you have vinyls.
Oh yeah, we bought vinyl turntable situation from Compton, from someone in Compton that came with a record collection that is in my garage that I need to clean all the records and go through them. But yes, I do spin vinyl. I don't DJ on vinyl, but we got that as a goal to use it to record our own sounds through, sample sounds through, and learn to actually DJ on vinyl old school way.
I used to do that.
Hobby, and haven't gotten there yet, but I might take this time to clean all of the records.
Yes.
They're in the
I have such a massive vinyl collection in Europe, and when I left London, I kind of left my decks with my old drummer, and then he took them to Berlin when he moved to Berlin, and I'm heartbroken. Like, they're so expensive now compared to, like, you know, I had them. I had like gold plugs put onto them and all this like stuff, you know, and now I just have this kind of little sort of Sony stereo thingy, you know. It's not I'm like, I'm dying to have more, and I'm dying to get my records shipped at some point, you know.
I do.
It's just so different. It just, I went on Tidal the other day. I've never really used it, and you know, that you go into high quality because they just have the higher quality music on it. Like, the tracks are like much better quality, and I was like, oh my god, this is what I remember music, what made me want to do music, you know. And like, when I was DJing and always listening to vinyls,
you know, I feel
like I felt it much more than music than now.
I think I miss tapes more, because I used to do more with tape, because I used to record my own mixtapes from the radio, and you know, you have your whatever, your boom box, and if you had 2 tape players, you could record and all that stuff. So I would do that, and I miss tape.
Forward, fast forward, rewind. It's like kids would be like, what are you doing with this?
I know.
I was when I was still in London, I think we were playing a show or something in a record store, and they had this like little, I was laughing so hard, they had this little rack with like tapes in them, but it wasn't even filled up. It was just so many in this like rack, right? And it said on it, back due to moderate demand. That was brilliant. Due to moderate demand.
Moderate demand.
I have a friend, Shimon Kazetla. He just released an album on Bandcamp. Actually, it's amazing. Like, just a hip hop type thing, and he releases his stuff on cassettes as well.
It's cool. Awesome.
You should go check him out and get some cassettes.
Cool.
Shimon cassette. Check it
Love
out.
it.
It's like old school hip hop. Renka, we have. See, you were worried about an hour. Now we're like an hour and 20 minutes in. All right. Well, it was so nice to like finally get to meet you properly and to talk to you. And I am so gonna practice this eyebrow trick here that you like showed me. For all the people just walking in, coming in. Emma showed me how to do my eyebrows, so they're kind of a bit more even than I normally make them. So yes, and she's gonna do her own videos, makeup videos, aren't you? And make music. So yeah, it was so wonderful having you on. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And yeah, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the quarantine in the most.
Hopefully I can see you again. If not, let's continue to stay connected.
Definitely. Okay. Let's do it. All right. If you ever want to songwrite together, I'm here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care
Thank
of yourself.
you.
Stay safe.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my days, that was so beautiful. I really enjoyed this. We went over by like 20 minutes, 22 minutes. That was Emma Cole, wonderful lady, amazing voice, amazing songwriter. I'm really cold in here. I don't know if you're realizing this. I'm all like, woo. Yes, and makeup artist, and she did my eyebrows, and that's it. And tomorrow, with Dia coming, I'm going to post and link this lady Dia, singer-songwriter as well, and we're going to be talking about relationships and friendships and relationships in this time. in this time and always, and how they've changed, how they've grown. Yeah, and she's going to play us a few songs too. So tune in tomorrow again. I shouldn't wobble either. Tune in tomorrow at 10:30 again, and I hope I see some of you again. Bye bye.